Everyone. This is episode 252, but it's not like every other episode I think that we've ever done at any point in coaching the Bible. I'm going to share something with you that I wrote this week that very much goes to how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking about right now, which is completely unrelated and different than everything we've talked about in 250 plus weeks together during the course of coaching the Bible. As we open the fifth book of the five books of Moses for the fifth time together, I think it's important sometimes to lean into the moment and the feeling and the vibe. Today is August 1st, 2025, on the Hebrew calendar, the seventh day of the month of Av, 2 days before the fast of the ninth of Av that commemorates and mourns the destruction of our temples in Jerusalem many years ago, but today as well. And so I'm filled with all kinds of emotions and all kinds of feelings that resonate and connect to the things that are going on around us and around me. And in lieu of trying to come up with a leadership principle that emanates and is rooted in the words of Moses at the beginning of Deuteronomy or someplace else in the Bible, I want to share with you something that I wrote this week. It's called "We Were Never Meant to Rise Again." And it's nothing like I've ever written before and nothing that I've ever shared before, that's for sure. So I'm out there and totally vulnerable and open to you and sharing it with you. If it resonates with you, if it's meaningful for you, if it connects to how you're feeling as well at this moment, by all means, share it with friend, with family, and comment back and let me know if this actually has any meaning for you whatsoever. I hope it does. We were never meant to rise again. Stop listening to the noise. There's so much noise around us right now, louder by the day, faster and faster, venomous and ever more vicious, cheered on by the millions across the globe, no country a friend. It sounds like justice, but it's not. It feels like morality, but it's rot. It smells of the truth, but it's all lies. Our people are being vilified, our homeland questioned, doubted, and desecrated, our story twisted into something grotesque and false and fake. We are being called monsters, our grief mocked, our dead ignored, our pain deemed inconvenient, our hostages forgotten. The blood of our murdered still cries from the ground, and the world responds with hashtags and protests against us. And if you've started to feel it, not all at once, but perhaps in waves, a flicker in the back of your mind, a heaviness behind the eyes, that whispering question that won't go away. What if they're right? What if we are the problem? What if we deserve this hatred? If not all of it, then maybe some of it. Well, let me tell you, that's how shame works. That's how gaslighting wins, not by breaking the door down, but by leaving it open just a crack and letting the poison drift in. Because that's what this is. That's what this moment is. It is poison. It doesn't hit like a fist to the face. It seeps. It crawls beneath the surface. It slithers in during moments of silence, in the scroll, in the headlines, in the classroom, at the dinner table. It starts perhaps as a chill and then becomes a weight. This is not discourse. This is not dialogue. This is not activism. It is poison. And it is a poison that is not new. We've seen it before, dressed in different language, flying a different flag. Sometimes it wore a cross, sometimes a hammer and sickle, sometimes a keffiyeh, sometimes even a suit and a tie. And now it wears hashtags and protest signs, and it lives on campus, street corners, and cities around the world. But it always smells the same. It always targets the same people. And it always ends the same way, with Jews bloodied, burned, or erased. This poison did not ask or seek justice. No, no, no. It demands surrender. It demands that we forget who we are, that we unhook ourselves from our past, that we shame our ancestors and call it empathy, that we walk ourselves back into the ghetto and call it peace. And if you drink it, even a sip, even a taste, it will rot you from the inside out. But you must know that it doesn't scream. No, no, no. It whispers. Stay quiet. Don't make it worse. Maybe if we're softer, if we're sweeter, if we're nicer, they'll stop hating us. No, 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 no. Forever no. That voice is not yours. That doubt is not truth. That ache is not clarity. It's the residue of a relentless war against us. And you are not obligated to carry it. So from me to you, stop. Just stop. Stop and remember, and come with me for a minute down memory lane, if you will. Remember our heritage. Remember our journey. Remember our story. Egypt, where we were enslaved. Jerusalem, where our temple was burned. Babylon, where we were exiled. Rome, to where we were scattered. Spain, to where we were converted, expelled, and killed. To the mother Russia, where we were hunted, pillaged, and slaughtered in pogroms. To the Levant, Baghdad, Damascus, Sana'a, where Jewish blood ran in the streets, synagogues burned, families vanished, and silence followed like smoke. And to the fatherland, Germany, where we were numbered, starved, and gassed. We were called vermin, liars, and Christ killers, denied the right to work, to walk freely, to marry, to own land, moved into ghettos, marked with yellow stars, beaten in public, burned in synagogues, killed in the streets, scapegoated again and again and again and again and again and again. Why? Because it was always easier to hate the Jew, to mock the Jew, to blame the Jew, to kill the Jew, than to fix the world. And now, once more, even as some wear a mask, the mask is off. They scream for our deaths in the streets and call it protest. They cheer when we bleed. They light up their buildings for everyone except us. They deny our hostages. They mock our tears. They dismiss our pain, or worse, blame us and say we deserve it. How is it even possible that we bury our dead and still have to beg for empathy? How is it even possible that we watch our children taken and they call us the oppressors? How is it even possible that the world lights candles for everyone but us and blames us when we burn? And still, what is our response? What is to be our reply? What do we do with this? How do we handle this? How do we hold this? What do we say when the world demands that we disappear? But two words: we rise. Not softly, not gently, not quietly, not meekly. We rise like a fighter, bloodied and bruised, spitting dust and defiance. We rise cut and with broken bones. We rise not because we're unscathed, but because we remember who we are. We rise like the lion, wounded, circled, and underestimated, but not done. Never done. Nuh-uh. You can slash at a lion, you can starve him, you can chain him, but the moment he gets back up, eyes blazing, chest heaving, the entirety of the jungle quakes because they remember who the lion is. That lion is us. And that lion remembers. That lion remembers David, the boy who stood before giants, not with armor, but with courage and a sling. That lion remembers Judah, who crouched low like a beast, not in fear, but in coiled strength, ready to strike. That lion knows. He knows the truth. He knows we are not soft. He knows we are not meek. He knows we carry millennia of survival in our bones, in our veins. You see, for the others may have come to try to break our gates, to burn our homes, to slaughter our families, to try to erase us, dismantle us, and delete us, to strike us from the scroll of history. But you never expected us to rise again. Not from this, not after the flames, not after the silence, not after they tried to turn our homes into graves and our stories into lies. You believed that we were never meant to rise again. Not after all this. But yet we did, and we do, and we will, because we must. We rise not to forget, but because forgetting would be betrayal. We rise carrying the names of Be'eri and Kfar Aza and Ofakim and Nova, villages turned to altars. We rise with Hirsch and Ori and the family Bibas and Carmel and Daniel and Ram and Matan etched into our hearts. We rise for the soldiers who never came home, the civilians who were taken, the families who bury their dead and still feed the living. We rise because they cannot, and because silence would make their absence meaningless. We rise and we shake off the dust, not in silence, but in splendor. Not because we are ready, but because we are called. We brush off the ashes. We lift the crown from the ground and we wear it with the garments of memory like royalty, not broken, not bowed, but beloved and born for this. We rise because we are not just survivors, we are the children of kings and queens, of warriors and rebels, a holy nation of shepherds who've become lion-hearted. And when this lion rises, he does not ask for permission. He reminds the world who he is, because you know what? We've been here before. But this time, something is different. This time, we are home. This time, we have a nation. This time, we come with swords drawn, a silent prayer on our lips, feet planted in this land with roots too deep to dig out. And we will not apologize for surviving. So let the world rage. Let them chant. Let them try to cancel, to distort, and to lie. We will not be moved. Like our forefather Abraham, we will walk forward when the whole world stands on the other side. Like our leader and teacher Moses, we will speak truth to every so-called Pharaoh. Like our Queen Esther, we will not be silenced while our people are targeted. Like our King David, we will run to the battlefield, not from it. Like our great warriors, the Maccabees, we will fight for light in the darkest of times. And like our prophets, we will dream and sing of peace, even when the war surrounds us. So if you are tired, rest, but do not retreat. If you are scared, breathe, but do not bow. If you're angry, good. Use it, build with it, stand with it. For if we are not the next link, the chain breaks. If we do not carry the flame, the fire dies and the darkness wins. If we fall silent now, the story ends here. But know this, their noise will try to confuse you, to make you ashamed of your strength, to make you forget who you are. Because here's a simple and yet powerful truth. This is about you. It will always have been about you, about who you are, about where you come from, about where you are going, about what you are building. But know this too. You are not the monster in their story. You are the descendants of exiles. You are the child of survivors. You are the fulfillment of ancient prayers, not the politicians who trade blood for sound bites, not the influencers chasing outrage with ring lights and scripts, not the cowards who twist justice until it fits their narrative. You the one hearing these words, you the one scrolling, you the one feeling numb, you the one feeling fury rising from within, the one who knows deep down that this moment demands more than noise. It demands soul, it demands memory, it demands action. So ask yourself, who am I? Who will I be now? What story will I carry forward? What kind of ancestor will I become? For you are the child of those who walked through fire and still lit candles, who sang beneath the gallows, who whispered prayers through gas and smoke, who buried their dead and still gave birth to dreams, who wore yellow stars by day and lit Shabbat candles by night, who clung to the Torah with one hand and a child with the other, who were hunted like animals and yet lived like the kings of faith, who built again, who believed again. And the truth, our truth, is not fragile. It's been burned, banned, shunned, but never broken. It has outlived all the empires. So stop listening to the noise. Start listening to your memory, to your ancestors, to your soul, to the still small voice that whispers to you, Am Yisrael Chai. Not because the world allows it, but because we choose it again and again and again.